Hello guys, it is Joke here, back again with another video. Today we'll be talking about range hero combination one more time, because since the last time I made this, there's come out 4 new range heroes, or 3 new and 4 new legendary ranged heroes. So we will be going through field, garrison, and rallies. We'll be doing 3 combination for each, so you can kind of get an idea of every single, I guess you could say, position or role you want to play. First off, in the field categories, of course you could probably guess it, Julia, and the new Pacific Rim collaboration hero Jack Bronte. Both of these increases HP, and Jack right here has a heal factor which will make them survive a little, or I guess he will make you survive more in the field, or very long in the field. Take a look here, he has 30% squad HP. Julia right here has 40% range squad HP. So that's 70%, plus if you awaken Jack, your Julia will have a 50% chance to recover additional damage, HP, excuse me. So I think I've not leveled up Jack, but I think these two will perform very well in the field. They also have a lot of damage factor, both. Jack has a 14,850. Julia has 13,750. I mean 14,850. Excuse me again. Yeah, those two, I think they'll perform very well. I need to make sure you get this, that Jack right here, he requires the twice the additional fragments. I can't. Yeah, he requires 2 times the fragments. So if you want 10 fragments from Jack, you will need to put in 20 fragments. Here, 2 to 1, 2 to 1 trading, I guess you say. Yeah. Just need to say that, but I think these will perform very well in the field. Next up is Sophie and Lynn. This is probably my favorite pair in the game currently, especially in the field. Like, these two, they will be killing, especially with Sophie's awakening skills. I'll just go through it. Just why they're in the field category, they both debuff from being in rallies. This is here. Increases range squad travel speed by 20% and attack by 32% when not rallying. And Lynn right here, she deals additional damage factor if flanked when not rallying or garrisoned. So they both earn from not being rallying or garrisoned, which makes them kind of made for each other, I guess you could say. They both increase HP. They both increase travel speed. So, and in the field, you will need a lot of, if you're being flanked, especially Lynn, she gains on that, and she will also be dealing extra counter damage, which makes them dealing more damage to all the enemies flanking in the field. Both of them increases attack, so yeah, they're basically very good. They both game from kind of like each other, if you know what I'm saying. They both have a squad attack. They both have HP and stuff like that. So I think these two will perform very well, and I will be getting these two up after Louis. Lastly, we have Julia and Sophie. The reason being, Julia right here, she silences once you have her awakened, and then they will be dealing or a lot of damage factor with Sophie, which means that you will be dealing a lot of damage factor, and they will basically be dealing not a lot, at least, if you get what I'm saying. And they both have HP. Here, Julia has a 40% increase in range squad HP. Sophie has a 32% increase in range squad HP, which makes them very survivable in the field, which is kind of like what you need for ranged. Now, we will be going over to rallies. Now rallies is a fun one because I feel like this is kind of like where range squad shines, like what they're kind of made for. First off is someone I wouldn't necessarily use, and I've tested it and it doesn't really work, but it's very good for beginners. So it is Julia and Nora. Nora is a starter hero, and you shouldn't really invest much into her of your own fragments. In my opinion, you do have the Nora event where you will be able to awaken her pretty quickly. But yeah, the research time right here is probably the only reason you should awaken her. She increases research speed by 12%. So, but they both gain HP, which is the best stat in the game. And Nora also gains from sieges, so she increases basic attack damage by 24% when sieging. And Julia, just overall, she's very good for every single position. Excuse me. Yeah, she does very well everywhere. You can put her in garrison, rallies, or field if you want to. But yeah, these two kind of like for more beginner rallying. Next up is also not preferable, but you can use them. I really did struggle with finding a third kind of range squad rally pair, because you can put Julia with Chun. You can put her with Ethan. You can put Ethan with Chun with. I wouldn't do Lynn, but yeah. But next up is Julia and Sophie. Now the thing is, they're not preferable because of the when not rallying right here. I just need to make sure. But if you've like committed a lot to Sophie and Julia, you can use them. But if rallying with range is your main target, this should not be your main pair. But the reason being, loads of HP and they have an insane damage factor. After awakening Julia and using Julia Louis, I've come to see that because of Louis' additional rage, my first skill always launches before like the person or the squad that I'm fighting, which means that I silence them and they won't be doing any damage factor, which is kind of like the main reason I said this, because they will not be dealing a damage factor, because you will probably with skills talent tree and just a skills talent tree, and right here where Julia, she restores her rage to her own skull, you will probably be doing rage skills before the other part. And since Sophie right here when awakened has a 30% chance to dealing 29,000 damage factor, and you have Julia right here dealing 13,750, you have I guess you could say a 30% chance, or a 15 if you minus kind of the 30% right here, because it's only half of the time. You will be dealing 43,000 damage factor, and if you silence them, they will be dealing 0 damage factor. So that's kind of the reason for those two, but it's not preferable, but you can use them. We will be going over to Garrison. I feel like this front is very easy. I have two pairs with Ethan. It is Ethan Jacob and Ethan Louis. The reason being, range code Garrison, range code Garrison, range code Garrison, so they're all made for Garrison. If we go through Ethan and Jacob first, they both have a lot of HP. Or Ethan right here has a lot of HP. He has range code HP before is 36%, when transcended 43%, and Jacob right here has 20%, so that will be doing a lot, as well as Jacob really does gain from a lot of counter damage, counter here, and other damage factors like this right here. These two do perform very well. I will be showing a report from this Archipelago raid. This guy named Tipsy, he's got two very strong, or a very strong rare garrison build we has 3 of Ethan's skills awakened, or transcended, I mean, excuse me, and both of them awakened. And if you take a look at these reports, this is insane. This guy was very strong. This guy as well, like he was destroying me this island. You can see this guy's using Sophie as well on Rallies, but this guy, yeah, I didn't stand a chance of this against this guy, and he is this is insane. He sent another report. So yeah, this pair is a killer on Garrison. And then it's kind of the same with Ethan Louis, or Louis Ethan, but mainly I feel like the rage bonus right here with Louis really benefits Ethan's 14,750 damage factor, or 13,500, and when you get him awakened, or yeah, he deals an additional 13,500 damage factor when he gets 30 stacks of gunfire. If you don't understand what I said, go watch my video on Ethan. But that will also be gaining from Louis's skill damage right here. Skill damage 30%. Lastly, the last ranged hero pair we have is Ethan. No, excuse me. Louis and Jacob. I wrote down a wish.com for Ethan, because if you are looking to garrison with ranged, you should 100% be getting into Ethan. I've heard people be like, you shouldn't garrison because they are too vulnerable, blah blah blah. I really think that if you have an Ethan, that he really does work. But yeah, about Jacob and Louis, they both have a lot of damage factor. Here 13,750, and Louis has 12,000 damage factor. Here they said in both of them dealing AoE damage, area of effect damage. And buffing skill damage really does help, and he gives additional rage, which so you will be pumping those skills out faster. Yeah, I guess that's it. I would say that basically all of range is pretty flexible. So my main pair is Julia Louis. You can use Julia Lin. They're very effective. You couldn't use Julia Chun, but then she should do Chun Julia, because she, when appointed as an assistant, she deals 50% of her total damage. Or yeah, you could use Sophie Chun. Bard, mostly use him on rallies, because he during sieges here and during sieges here, so he really doesn't profit for me in the field, but you can. Ethan also, or Louis or Jacob, all can be paired with Victor. Victor is a beast on Garrison. We'll not be going through him today. Yeah, I hope you got maybe a little idea of which ranged pairs you could run. Field pairs, they should be pretty easy to see if like they have nothing specifically for Garrison or rallies. I think they would work. Chun works, Sophie works, Lin works, Julia works. Louis really does work. He only has one thing that happens when garrisoning, and that's increases range squad HP by 10% when garrisoning. So there's a lot of heroes that work. Maya I would not use. She was good maybe the first 200 days the game was out. She's never kind of been irrelevant since. But yeah, hope you learned something. If you have any questions or something I didn't cover or something like that, please tell me in the comments. But yeah, thank you for watching. Joker signing off.